cinnamon in it, and
Those
Yeah, that was
liars.
the thing.
yeah, and so
Oh, I see.
because potatoes crisp up just like a wrong button, just like an apple inside those little tarts, and they're like, wait a minute, this is not an apple.
Wait, I want to know something. Who discovered that they were in apples?
That's a good question. I imagine.
Probably anyone who ate one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think you would be able to figure it out. Like,
Okay, because the thing, if it took them X amount of time, I'm sure that they didn't like figure it out immediately. I'm sure it took them. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, people. So like, I really want to know who was the person that said, "This tastes kind of like a potato."
well, here's the interesting part: is that I'm discovering that this batch of French fries that my wife made is actually apples. So it's sort of like the reversed.
Lied to you.
Yeah, she.
Damn.
On the other hand, she's very good
Yeah.
at lying to you with these potatoes.
She should really play Among Us. I think she'd be fantastic.
Why am I not getting that? How come? How have I missed that twice now? Now these guys see me, and we're gonna.
They see you, but they can't do anything about it.
Well, they
Yeah,
can, no, they
they
do.
can- they are.
They
Unless
shoot
they,
me,
violate the
Maybe-
laws of physics.
which
Maybe
apparently
like
they can.
smoke bomb it.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, maybe that would be good. But I'm hitting that ring and it's not giving it to me. It's almost like
That
this game
ring
was
is-
made.
That ring is very tricky.
Maybe mash the circle button. I don't think pushing circle cancels you out of that animation once you're in it.
Good, I'll match. Whoa, birds!
Mash,
Give it some mash.
mash it like potatoes.
Mash it like taters.
All right, I gotta do this right too. I don't understand how.
Yeah, I looked it up. The horse meat thing for IKEA, that controversy also only happened in Europe.
Wow.
Interesting.
Oh.
Where it's legal to eat horse.
Yeah,
Probably.
specifically
Is it illegal to
in a batch that shipped to the Czech Republic.
Oh,
I
interesting.
really have a question. about
What?
that. Like
You
that
guys are
really,
still
What
alive.
that
the
really
heck was
made
that?
me. I think you pressed the circle button too close to the table.
I think so. That is BS. I call horse BS or moose
I'm
s.
calling,
Yeah, moose
calling
s.
IKEA horse meat on it.
All right.
Alright guys, I'm gonna call it a night so you can swap someone else in. Swampy was
Alrighty.
next.
Yep, Swampy and... Oh, the neat guy's in there.
Meat on the
Alright,
rack.
see you later, Kevin.
Good night.
I'll
Have a good
probably
night.
head out just so you guys can have everyone in here. But thanks for having me. It was super fun talking to you guys again.
Always good
No
to have
problem.
you.
What
Thanks
was
for
your
being-
last question for Kevin, though?
Have you? Well, now that I know that the horse meat wasn't in the United States,
It's have I ever eaten horse meat?
maybe. You know what? Actually, no. I do have a question because I couldn't hear the stream properly when you guys were talking about Halloween costumes. But Kevin, what is your Halloween costume this year?
Steampunk
If you're gonna have
dad.
one.
Steampunk dad. But
Punk dad.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna-
That's pretty sick.
I'm gonna have some steampunky stuff. I'm really excited about it. No, see, it's not giving it to me. If I mash it, it puts me in the pipe underneath.
Maybe try to like double jump.
All right, I'll try that. Yeah,
Okay,
'cause
now I
then-
feel like now I feel like I have to stay until Kevin does it. And I'm just like, okay, I gotta.
Yeah. I think I have to stay until it happens too.
You could leave. We got it. We
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you could. I think we got.
Ah, double jump. That was the answer.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh.
It's all coming together.
Double jump is always the answer.
Oh,
honestly.
my circle button didn't work. No!
Oh my God, Kevin.
Alright, bad controller.
Oh my God,
Garbage.
Kevin.
That is crazy. Like literally, it was stuck down.
Literally, Kevin, if you die in this part, you're gonna have to redo everything, like
No, I'm
up
alright.
until Mila's. Like, no.
Hit all those barrels, try to get some health back.
Yeah, I think we're all
Yeah.
right. We're okay.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go.
I ain't scared.
Okay, now that this has happened, I can peacefully leave the Discord/Twitch and go to bed because it's like 1:30 over here.
Have the
Resting
best
Curry
night
fries.
of your life. Good night.
Happy
Halloween.
everyone have a good night. Good
Go-
luck, Kevin.
Be sure to vote. Okay, bye.
I voted today already.
Yay, good for you.
Yeah.
Did you
Don't forget to
Did you vote properly though? Like, did you vote for the right things? Cause
I'm not. Listen, I'm not gonna. I won't say it. I'm just gonna say, Orange is sus, and we need to vote him out.
no one will be able to crack that code. Nice work, Curly Fries.
Man, everyone have a good night. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye. I3 is
Bring in
underrated.
Swampy, and then the guy that raided you.
All right. Thanks for the raid.
You're welcome. My pleasure again.
You rated us last time, right? 2 weeks ago?
I believe so, yes.
Well, just take credit.
2 weeks ago.
Take credit.
I definitely rated before, yes. I'll take that much credit.
And were you doing more how-tos? Is that right?
You remembered! Yes, I was.
I wanted to. How-tos is an approach. That doesn't sound diminishing, right? That's what you were.
No, yeah,
what
that's
your streams
appropriate.
were? Yeah.
A lot of my videos start with how to, yada yada, so
Yeah, got it.
more than appropriate. So.
What was tonight's subject?
Tonight we actually premiered a video and then on YouTube and then did a Twitch stream right after talking about it. So
That's pretty cool.
pretty cool. There's also been issues going on with Twitch lately that we talked a little bit about. Some issues with copyright stuff now coming to a head.
Oh, like what?
Issues. It's an
So-
understatement. Oh, you not heard about this, Kevin.
So yeah, if
Oh,
you're a little bit
boy.
out of the loop, Kevin, basically like it seems like your stream is more than safe because you don't exactly like play music on the stream. very
Oh,
much.
yeah. I am familiar with this,
uh,
but yes, please continue.
But yeah, there's some streamers, some with like sometimes up to 50,000 viewers will just play like Kanye West or
yeah.
Nicki Minaj on their streams and whatnot, and that's becoming an issue because Twitch is getting big enough now that music labels start to realize that this platform exists, and now they're starting to come after some streamers, and Twitch has not been doing the same things that YouTube's been doing to kind of protect its creators. So on YouTube, you post a video, generally speaking, depending on the label, but usually if you post a video that has a song in it,
Yeah, you just put it
worst case scenario, you're getting demonetized, which can ruin your day or it can suck.
Yeah.
But on Twitch, you're pretty much getting DMCA'd at this point, and that's pretty much meaning that after so many infractions that your Twitch channel's getting shut down. So a lot of people are panicking because that's actually starting to be enforced now. So
And
a lot of drama.
Twitch actually isn't properly enforcing DMCA.
Correct.
Which is
Mhm.
which is the bigger issue.
Yes, I agree.
Because under DMCA, you are legally required to be allowed to dispute any and all claims. That's a
Oh.
component of it.
Yeah.
They didn't do that.
They just
Under the
judge,
no,
jury, and
the-
executioner.
The
Yeah.
RIAA issued their DMCA claims to Twitch and basically went fix it. And rather than legally allow any streamers to go, what?
Yeah.
Or, and talk about it at all, Twitch basically went, hi, here's a notice.
The gang and I had pulled
fix
off the
everything.
impossible.
We're
We'd
not
successfully
open
robbed
for
all of John
discussion.
Bassan's
Wow.
iron horse
Copyright
trains,
law.
and we were walking
Wow.
away with 3.
And
Count them,
they
3
removed
clockwork
some
parts.
they removed some
And as a
clips
bonus,
and some
we shut down
videos
spice
without telling the
distribution in
creators.
all of North
They just sent out a
America.
mass email that
Needless
said,
to
"Hey,
say,
we
were
removed
pretty
some
pleased with
clips and videos
ourselves.
from your
Can't say the
catalog
same for Carmelita.
that had copyrighted
Once
material
again,
but
the
didn't
framed
state what it
policewoman
was."
Had to run
Oh,
for
man.
So
the
now there's a
Which was
conspiracy
also under
theory.
DMCA.
but I'm starting to
You
feel
have
a little
legally
sorry for her.
inform what
I mean,
infringed.
what if they were
Now there's a
putting
conspiracy
Carmelita with
going around that there
someone else?
wasn't actually
I don't
anything
want another
removed
cop on my
because a
tail.
lot of people reported
She's a big
getting
part
that
of why this is
email
all
without
fun.
having even being a streamer. They just haven't found
Sooner or
a
later,
switch.
I'm gonna have to figure out a
So
way to clear
now
her
it's
name. Some way
like
other than
really
turning
big
myself
mess.
in.
And also, they're not properly following through on DMCA claims at all on Twitch's part, because the lead guitarist of Dragon Force, who publicly removed any and all DMCA capability from several of his albums, specifically to go, all right, this is garbage, but my music, free to use, go nuts.
Wow.
Received DMCA claims on his own guitar playing and
Yes.
was suspended from Twitch.
Yes.
So it is a mess right now.
It is a
So
huge mess. And
It's
that's
talk a little bit about that.
That's happening
Mess.
all across the board. And it's gotten to the point where it is now so clear that Twitch is not going to properly follow through on all the legalities of this, that just about every streamer I follow is like, alright, clips are turned off. Anybody who can make clips, sorry, you can't watch any of them. That is now in sub-only mode. All VODs, sub-only mode. Because it makes it far harder for an RIAA copyright troll to go, what did you do? Because it's not public.
Got it. Now, but the contention though is just playing music. So if a streamer's stuck to playing games,
No,
theoretically,
that is not even a guarantee on that.
interesting.
Because
Technically speaking, the people who own the rights to Sly Cooper could technically DMCA claim this stream.
Yes,
Technically speaking.
which they've always had
They
that ability.
won't.
Yeah.
But they could, under the law, do so,
But-
you know.
see, so because video games are such a multifaceted undertaking, the DMCA system also has a lot of issues in regards to game-specific music and whatnot. Licensing very, very quickly falls apart, and it's really not uncommon to have someone play a game and then get claimed because of the game.
Sure, because of like Kingdom Hearts, the music in that. It says it right
Yeah.
in the beginning. Don't
No,
play
even
this
if it's
music.
original music specifically for the game, that happens all the time.
That can happen too, yeah. Same thing,
Terrible.
especially, you know, Grand Theft Auto, things like that. Anybody would, you know, because it has real songs in the game.
Yeah,
those
right.
have to be.
Music.
Yeah. So what's
But
the
it's
answer?
licensed
Leave
only.
Twitch, stream somewhere else? Like, what's the?
A lot of people are actually choosing to do that. I mean, again, I don't see your stream being affected. I don't see it being affected, but unless the platform gets into trouble, in which case, yeah, you might consider.
Well,
you know.
I do this
Yeah,
for fun
Twitch
to connect with
boycotts are
fans.
An option that people are exploring. There's also
Doodle.
they're also pushing for a lot for so Twitch specifically has an sound system built into all of their video backend stuff that automatically scans and does content recognition, and
Sure.
it's typically, in my experience, substantially more accurate than YouTube's.
Wow.
Which you think something on YouTube scale with all of that data to use for recognition
Yeah,
training
Google.
would be pretty good,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's really bad.
Right.
But that doesn't apply to every video on the site for reasons nobody is entirely sure of, and so one of the things people are pushing for is, well, implement that site-wide and stop paying attention to the DMCA's because you've done like the 15 seconds of stuff you need to do to be legally compliant, and then they haven't done that.
Well, this sounds like quite a nightmare. So,
It's quite the nightmare, and it's so multifaceted because everybody's dropping the ball. You know, the music labels are being mean about it, and Twitch dropping the ball on it, and creators, a lot of big like high tier creators, people who are trying to set the example, are deleting all their VODs and clips, but then continuing to play copyrighted stuff, and it's like, man, it doesn't end.
well, from my side of the industry, I can tell you that the gaming and the music industry have never really gotten along.
They really haven't.
And when gaming came around and when I started doing voiceover, there was all this. Thanks, Texas. You've been chatting all night. Now you're following. Thank you. There were all these, the beginning of voices in games around 2000, like when the Sly games were first coming out. There were a lot of games of chicken that were happening between the entertainment industry or the interactive industry and like the actors union. Now this is before SAG and AFTRA became one, so they actually pitted the unions against each other. But if you landed a gig in a commercial, and this is still the case, you get residuals based on where it plays, for how long. There's a whole pay scale for that. Same thing for movies, television. Unless you
Even something as simple as random sound effects.
That's right.
you make on the spot, like Bender from Futurama. John
That's right.
DiMaggio earns residuals every time he scats.
That's right.
In an episode.
So when games started getting into adding voices, because last century there were no voices in game. But then they started doing it, and so actors and the unions were like, great, let's talk about residuals. And as you know, the interactive industry was able to say that the actor's contribution to a game is so small in comparison to, say, a commercial, that, you're dealing with animators and programmers that spend years developing something, and one person gets in a booth for 4 hours. It doesn't make sense for them to get the residuals. Now, this argument does not hold up because animation is the same thing. But needless to say, they lost the fight because the unions weren't strong enough, and the interactive came in and kind of said, we're just not going to do it. And so rather than not get new contracts in what is still called new media, they kowtowed to it. So now, this game, if it were a residual, I would get being paid right now. Because every time Sly got purchased under a residual, that's not what happened. I got paid one time for the sessions, and that was it. So to say, I give you that background from our side to say this next thing is that then games started incorporating music, right? And because now they're like, great, let's not make up our own songs. Let's do Grand Theft Auto. Let's add music in it. And so they would go, and they still do this. They go to the music the labels and say, we want to put your song in our game. It's going to be great promotional material for you. So in so many of the cases, and you probably are already aware, games aren't paying for the songs that are in the game. So, because they go, oh, it's promotional, and then that'll help people want to go buy the song. Which, again, TV and film, if you put a song in your movie or your show, you pay for it. But games aren't even doing that. So they've really...
Pay you an exposure.
We'll pay you an exposure.
and then you have situations where they have now started to cotton on to the, wow, we don't get any money for this situation. And the RIAA, being the greedy, disgusting people that they are half the time, are now doing everything they can to nickel and dime music licensing.
That's right, because they're like, oh, we need to fight back for this lost territory. So you have an interesting stream that's able to help people think through how to avoid this pitfall, or how do you help folks?
Yeah, we're just talking about. We've been talking about. I've been keeping a real consideration. I have a friend who's a Twitch partner. And he's even considering, he's like basically committing, like he goes, by 2021, I'll be a YouTube streamer instead. But he's got me really considering.
As far as Twitch either, though.
We'll have to see.
Okay, so interesting fun facts. I hate Facebook. Facebook.
That is an interesting fun fact.
Somewhere, just bear with me. Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg are like, if they were to disappear right now, I would celebrate. They are not good parts of society.
Jeez.
You are going somewhere,
Valid point, though. You're right. Say it.
And Facebook is doing one thing that is actually really interesting, and it's in regards to game streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you like to know just like a tiny fun fact about revenue streams?
Yes, please.
But
make
your
it tiny.
revenue potential
Tiny.
on Facebook gaming is about 500% higher than it is on YouTube or Twitch.
And why is that?
It's the smaller market, so the money that is there is being spread far more
Oh, sure.
organized. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Like, you get limited ad space.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody gets paid out more.
All right, well, check us next week when we're on Facebook.
There's also something going on and I believe until through 2021, their equivalent to subs, which Twitch's subs, their equivalent has 100% of the revenue going straight to the streamer.
Yeah,
Interesting.
all of the revenue stream is organized specifically for the people streaming on Facebook Gaming right now because they want to build market share.
Yeah.
And the company is also not directly involved with Mark Zuckerberg
Oh, interesting.
very closely. Yeah, it's the only part of Facebook that isn't complete garbage.
It's kind of like how Twitch really isn't associated or under the same executives as Amazon is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well, and
pretty
then there's Oculus that's over Jason Rubin still.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
believe?
yeah.
God,
Okay.
that makes me so
Okay.
sad. I don't even want to talk Oculus and Facebook.
I-
I'll get so sad.
I literally just bought an Oculus.
Why would you do that?
I got it.
Like,
Well, partly because my friend said, "Hey, I don't want my Oculus anymore." I couldn't imagine why, and then I
and
bought
then
it
you
from
found
him
out
for
why.
Yeah, why
Oh,
don't you use
no.
your Oculus anymore? Oh, well, if they ban your Facebook account, you lose all of your games, and it's an unappealable decision.
Yikes!
Like,
Oh,
I've-
and it breaks your headset. You can't use the headset anymore.
Holy
Big
cow!
yikes.
Really?
So stupid sad.
Yeah, no, it has to be RMA'd and then configured, unless you jailbreak it, because there is a jailbreak for the Oculus
Sure.
Quest 2 now.
Which I have my regular Oculus Quest not jailbroken, but I have the developer options enabled so I can play the not quite so legal version of Beat Saber. But
Oh, boy.
like it's like I'm so sad about this, and I'm sincerely thinking about selling my Quest, which breaks my heart because I was having so much fun with it. But you'll have to hold a gun to my head before I'll get a Facebook account. Like,
Oh my god!
That's
it's just so sad.
Kevin's
I
sitting here with his
wanna cry.
Facebook page, like, guys, I mean,
I
it's not
guess-
so bad.
I guess I'm not gonna be on
Has
Facebook
done
next week.
terrible things.
I mean,
Well, here's the
Poor
thing.
man.
Facebook has done terrible things to my family and turned them into terrible Trump-loving people. Like, I'm just gonna come out and say it. But
Oh
the
my
things they do, the things Facebook does to stay afloat as a company are some of the most unethical things that you could possibly think of. They are.
Oh.
It is not a good company.
Do they eat other
No.
humans?
Yes.
they eat babies.
Well,
Absolutely.
there has been some investigations into
Oh my
their,
God.
their influences on third world country politics and whatnot.
Wow, that's pretty extreme.
Hawaii
So
won't sell
they
him a house.
basically eat babies.
Kevin, do you know what you're doing?
I'm stealing money too, because we gotta buy everything to get the platinum.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Money.
You want to get like paraglider?
Yeah, so since we were just chatting, I was like,
later.
this is a good chance to go around and pick some pockets. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because we'll save our Peugeot.
If you ever want to like feel very insecure about your privacy,
Too
by
late.
the way, go to
Oh,
Facebook
no.
and press F12 in the browser of your choice and look at how many things it loads. Because
Mm.
90% of that is specifically for harvesting data,
Yeah.
and it doesn't stop if you leave Facebook.
Yeah, it stays there.
Yeah, pretty much stays. It keeps up with Facebook and it's all over the internet. It's like Google and.
So I
Yeah,
also like to
'cause-
bring this up when people go, Windows harvests my data. They don't harvest
like, oh, you
anything
sweet
on the
summer
level
child.
of Facebook. Your social media already has all the data they could possibly want.
Yep.
If Microsoft
And I-
wanted your
and I
data,
know-
they could buy it from Facebook or Twitter or anything.
And
Yo.
there's
Hey,
some
guys,
people
we
that
gave
I
you
know
Nick
who
Fury.
are
Give us some
like,
info.
there's some people that I know who are like, oh, you know what? I don't care. I'm like, you know what? I guess it's your data. If you don't care, fine. I can't force you to. But one of these days, it's gonna get real bad, and everybody's gonna
Oh,
know
boy.
where you live, what your political affiliation is, and all that has to happen is somebody has to decide they don't like you, and Facebook knows exactly where to find you. So it's not that you have to care about what they're doing with your data, it's that it's inherently dangerous. And I don't know. I technically have a Facebook, but I have not used it in years. It just
Don't worry,
creeps me out.
they're still harvesting you. It's fine.
I mean, yeah.
They still got you.
On a
It's just-
slightly
yeah.
lighter note, but still speaking of stealing,
Nice.
this actually, I was thinking about this earlier when I first jumped into stream, but Kevin, you were a bad influence on me as a kid.
Oh, I like
because,
where this is going.
I had a distinct memory pop in my head when I was much younger. Obviously, I was I would sneak around my house while my dad was doing like housework or cooking or something. I would attempt to steal his wallet out of his back pocket.
Yes.
This is Sly 2.
That's amazing. And were you ever successful?
No.
Dude, that's so great.
I was not.
So fun fact, and it's so funny, I've never put this together. But I mentioned earlier that I was a Star Trek alien at a theme park up in Northern California called Great America. So I was a Ferengi. And we had in my final year there, an amateur magician joined the cast. And so he showed us some tricks about things a magician do that is pickpocketing. And so we would take people's watches right off their hands. And we learned that people were so enamored and not paying attention, you could reach into their purses while taking a picture from them, take something out, and just mess with it, and then we would give it back to them. I never kept anything. It was mainly to be a rube, to mess with folks. But the shock to be a Ferengi, yeah, it was part of the of the thing. Now, had they raised in a stink, we probably could have gotten in all sorts of trouble. But it was more fun this way. So I'm not kidding. 8 out of 9 times we would hand the thing back to them and be like, "That's not mine." And we would have to convince them. No.
Like, no. I actually did take this from you.
I took this out of you, and
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Not just purses,
crazy.
but like pockets, because you get close to somebody, you take a bit, you just grab it, and then as you pull, you walk away with their wallet or whatever.
Wow.
And so
you actually got taught to pickpocket.
I
That's
did.
amazing.
Yeah. And that might have been why I was able to be cast as Sly, because I knew how.
You learned pickpocketing in a slightly more wholesome way than I did.
Oh, nice.
Can you spire jump though?
Oh, obviously, yeah.
He didn't say well. He said he could.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now, actually.
That's how I sit in my chairs. I put a top upside down and I stand.
And you go for it. This is great. Well, guys, I think I need to call it a stream soon, but if there was anything else any other conspiracy theories we needed to discuss, or...
Yes, I have 2 questions for you, Kevin.
What's that?
I have 2 questions for you, Kevin.
Go for it.
Okay. Can you say ooh woo again?
Ooh woo again.
Yay! And the second one. Is Arpeggio a good Sly Cooper villain or not, in your eyes?
I think he's a good Sly Cooper villain. Yeah, I think, and it'll be good to have a little refresher when we get there. But I feel like the best Sly Cooper villains are the ones that you can relate to, but have made the wrong choice. Like they were given an option, like Sly was, to get life's lumps, and instead of embracing it and choosing to be good, they go selfish and choose to be bad. I think
Let it get to them.
yeah, because I think Arpeggio does that. He's picked on because he has small wings, and so he overcompensates and becomes a maniacal villain. And I think that's Mugshot. He was picked on as a kid, and so he watches crime movies and decides, oh, I'm going to do that. Instead of like growing up and helping other little guys, he becomes the bully. And I think that's a fun part of the Sly Cooper villains. Miss Ruby does that. The only one that doesn't, I think, from the first game is Sir Raleigh the Frog. He turns the crime out of boredom, right?
Yeah.
He's just a butthole.
Well, I think that was also one of the that comes from their inspiration of the Batman animated series, where they took Mr. Freeze and they made him a sympathetic villain.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's helpful. Well, good question. All right, anything else?
No?
Awesome. Good job.
No?
There it
I
is.
really enjoy that Arpeggio's motivations kind of inform the entire storyline of Sly 2. Like Sly
Yes.
1, the villains are part of a gang together, but they're pretty independent.
Mhm.
And then in Sly 3, pretty much every episode is completely individualized. It's more of the tale of the
Yeah.
gang going and finding people.
Right.
But Sly 2, every single chapter contributes to this larger plot.
Yeah.
Dimitri's feeding the spice to people, and Rajan is collecting the spice, and
Yeah, they're all part of a-
figuring out how to hypnotize people, and it all
Yeah, they're
This
all
gang
part
has
of
this
a
master plan.
chain. They're all part of a distribution system.
Yeah,
that goes
they're
through.
actively working,
Yeah.
whereas like the Fiendish Five, they've already like we've made our money, we killed Sly's parents, let's just retire for a bit.
Which is funny because that's kind of what Kill Bill is like. Of like it's over and now you're coming back for revenge and yeah.
That was in my notes.
Dude, Sly 1 is just Kill Bill. That's
But
my
for
new
kids.
conspiracy
Yes.
theory.
But for
it,
kids.
It actually is.
Yeah, makes sense.
Wait, you're not wrong. Wait,
No,
this actually
yeah.
holds up.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it totally does. Because they're both drawing from, kung fu movies and
Uh-huh,
revenge
yeah.
films. So yeah, they're
Samurai
they're
story. Yeah.
yeah, they're exactly. They're both cousins, so that makes sense.
I've always been a fan.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. Don't
Thanks
forget
for
to
having us.
join the
Problem.
Discord and check out other streams, and we'll be on Facebook next week, so it'll be good.
Kevin, I will disown you.
You have to have a
no.
Facebook account from now on. please.
You've already
Fine.
disowned me. You don't have Facebook.
Fine,
so-
we'll set it up with Restream.io. It's cool. He never has to act.
Oh,
All right.
Oh man.
This is Kevin and friends saying, okay, bye.